I'm Larry O'Connor alongside Brian Wilson.
And joining us on the line right now is Catherine Engelbrecht, president and founder of the election integrity group True the Vote. Catherine, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Now, you've got a lawsuit pending against the IRS, and there was a big hearing on Friday. Before we get into the details of what happened on Friday, lay a little groundwork for me here. Help our listeners understand what it is that you were seeking by the filing of this lawsuit.
Sure. Well, seeking several things that are we started out by seeking our C3 status, our 501c3 status, which actually was granted to us in a very curious series of events. But in any case, what still lasts now in our lawsuit is the quest for discovery. We want to be able to look at the documents related to the investigation of our case and really understand who knew what when. And this has been going on now for well over a year. We filed our C3 status application back in June of 2010, and it has been a roller coaster ride ever since then, leading finally to us filing a lawsuit in May of 2013. And this latest event in court last week now, in light of the missing emails and what we believe is the government's failure to try and adequately recover them.
Because
you, a new opportunity.
You, like others, were quite surprised to learn that that there had been a hard drive crash in Lois Lerner's computer, and many emails were lost, and you had a hearing before Judge Reggie Walton. How did that go?
Well, I think it went really, really well. The judge seemed to give a lot of really thoughtful consideration to what we were asking, and that ask simply was, let's bring in some forensic experts that really know what they're doing, and let's see if we can help recover those emails. We've not seen sufficient proof that the IRS has done anything close to what should be done in their attempt to recover the documents. So we're hopeful that the judge is going to give us that opportunity to introduce individual independent forensic specialists for an audit.
Catherine Engelbrecht, your group, True the Vote, which is an election integrity group, it is nonpartisan. You're just interested to make sure that votes are done, the elections are done in a fair and safe way, and that local election laws are followed. You have been at the center of this IRS scandal. I think many would say your group was specifically targeted. And over the weekend, Attorney General Eric Holder was asked about the IRS scandal and the calls for an independent investigation. And he said, no need for it because the professionals at the Department of Justice and the FBI are doing a great job investigating this. What has your experience been with the Department of Justice and the FBI in this? Have they talked to you quite a bit? Has there been extensive investigation?
Yeah, that would be exactly zero. No time have they approached us. Only when they are investigating us, only when they are being adversarial towards us, do we ever hear anything from the Department of Justice. There has been no outreach to try and get to the bottom of the scandal. So
let me just, I want to drill down on this a little bit. True the Vote, your organization, is sort of the prime example of what went wrong with these so-called rogue agents of the IRS in Cincinnati. There's no doubt about that. That's a proven fact. And the Attorney General says that the FBI and the career attorneys at the Department of Justice are doing a great job investigating this, and they haven't talked to you at all yet after over a year?
No. That
is remarkable.
I would suggest it's a different difference of opinion in what adequate job means. I think in the mind of Eric Holder, it means stall, delay, obfuscate, make the path difficult. That's what we've seen since his tenure as Attorney General, and I think we should have come to expect it by now. I would expect nothing less.
All right. So this latest development is apparently that Lois Lerner, that we found an email that says that she was talking to her colleagues. She was explaining this to an IT professional in an email, and how she had told her colleagues, we need to be very careful about what we put in emails because, Congress looks at these emails, so we need to be careful about that. When you heard that new development and the fact that indeed maybe, according to her attorney, she might still have some emails stuck back somewhere, what was your thought?
Well, I mean, it, in my mind, gave me all the more determination towards pushing forward for the very thing we're asking for now in court, which is let's exhaust every possibility to try and recover these documents. And that's not been done. Nothing close to that has been done to this point. And and we can't expect that they're going to do it of their own accord. That certainly has not been the sort of bob and weave posture we've continued to see this government take.
Wow. All right. So, Catherine Engelbrecht, where do things stand now with your case? As you said, you had a good day on Friday. The judge has ordered the IRS to explain themselves and to try to recover some of these emails. Where do you want this to go for you?
Well, as I said, our case is a little curious in that we had several points in it, and the main thing that brought us to court initially was that we wanted our 501c3 granted. And again, through a series of bizarre events, they actually granted it, expecting that we were going to drop the rest of the lawsuit. The rest of the lawsuit is about getting to the truth. And so that's really all we want. It's all we want with the forensic experts. That's all we want in our lawsuit. Get to the truth. Let's do all that we can to understand what happened at the IRS and at what point did it become okay to target private citizens and organizations just to try and silence political speech.
Yeah. And can we just remind everyone, when we talked about it before, but I would just want everyone listening to remember what you had to go through, the kind of information they asked you to provide that was so unprecedented.
Oh, my word. I've answered upwards of 300 questions to this point. They asked me things like they wanted to see every Facebook posting I'd ever posted, every tweet I'd ever tweeted. They wanted to know everywhere I'd ever spoken since the inception of the organization and to whom and what I said and where I intended to speak for the next year, things that went well beyond the pale of understanding whether or not we were within our nonprofit status that we were applying for. And, of course, the IRS was just one agency at the time. It seems like once I filed that application, an Obama administration dog whistle was sounded, and all of a sudden I had 5 different government agencies poking around in my life where I had never had anything like that before.
Not just True the Vote's life, but in your personal life.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah, look, I had the opportunity to hear Catherine speak at an event down in Texas a couple of years back, and when you hear her lay out detail by detail by detail what has happened, it's just shocking. So let me just say right here, I salute you for your efforts to try to fight this thing and try to get at the truth on this thing, because it really seems that Congress is going nowhere, that the real advancements in this story are being made by people like True the Vote and Judicial Watch. Well,
thank you for that. I can tell you that we're determined.
Yeah.
We are determined. I fully appreciate that this charge has been given to us, to organizations like True the Votes, like Judicial Watch, for a reason. It happened on our watch, and we have no intention of backing up. This is something that we're going to take to the fullest extent until we get to the final truth that has eluded us for so long.
Well, keep up the great work, Catherine Engelbrecht.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you. Come back when you have news, okay?
Thanks so much.